Uh, hmm, and today we'll discuss GFR, very very important. GFR, and please don't miss any session. As far as possible, I am sharing the this recording also. And morning times it is the 7 to 6 to 7:30, half an hour extra. Please remember morning time. And if possible, next week or next 2 weeks, I will start a session even on Thursday also. Non-technical syllabus Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next week onwards. So another 2 days will cover. Okay. Any suggestions or anything? You please send me message tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. We'll start. Today we'll discuss very important GFR. Hmm? One minute. Yeah, please confirm one of the cost. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
The screen size also okay?
little bit okay, sir. Right.
This is already discussed, but we'll just go through very quick glance because today, along with this document, we'll discuss this GFR latest edition complete document. We'll discuss. Okay, only important points,
Recording in
not all.
progress.
It's just a matter of half an hour. We'll finish. Okay. Yeah. Here, please check the common applications for the central government, including railways. It is the GFR, the common procedure, GEM, HRMS, e-office, that Sparrow. So this is very important. CGA and C&AG, it is in our syllabus. CGA, it is the Government of India job post. It is the audit. C&AG. So present it is not SS Dubey, it is some Kalyani or TCS Kalyani or some is there, not important. But here CGA, it is the principal government advisor to the government of India on accounting matters. Whereas C&AG is the supreme audit institution. Okay, this is sufficient. ICS, Indian Civil Account Service. Yeah, this is a very important frequent asking question. Yeah, 1 minute. Yeah. So this is the frequently asked question. PFMS means it is a platform for the public finance management system. It is developed by CGA. Yeah. This is NPCI, also important for abbreviation. Yeah, this is very important. CGM is Principal Accounting Officer to the Government of India. Yeah. Now this is the today's topic, GFR. Please remember this is the abbreviation also very important. The latest edition is the 2017 and the first edition is the 1947. Please remember independence. Okay. Yeah, this I will upload up to 2016. Hmm? So Indian Railway, this GFR rule, first rule itself, it is clearly stated that GFR is applicable to the all the government departments. There is no exception. There is no exception. So that means it is applicable to even railways also. Okay. But anyway, we are historically we have our own codes and manuals is there. If at all any difference between the our GFR and our railway codes, it is the duty of the PFA to bring to the notice of member finance, and member finance it is bring to the notice of Ministry of Finance. That is very important. Okay. Yeah. See, any substantive deviation from GFR, it is a respective PFA to member finance and member finance to Ministry of Finance. This is very important. GFR it is issued by the Department of Expenditure under Ministry of Finance. It is approximately 200 plus pages and 12 chapters. First is 1947 and last one is the 2017. Here in the preface it is clearly mentioned. This is also an important question. It is clearly mentioned what is the need of revision of GFR in the 2017. So this is the removal of distinction in the non-plan and plan expenditure Previously, when it is a planning commission is there, we used to call capital expenditure as plan and now revenue expenditure as non-plan. Now it is a revenue and capital. Okay. Merger of railway budget with general budget. This is a very important question. This is from 1960, 2005 to 2017. Okay. And outcome budget. This is very important. Last week we discussed it. Direct benefit transfer and this new sites. What are the new sites? This is the GEM, Central Public Procurement Portal, and non-tax revenue portal. These are all the needs. This revision of GFR and increased focus on the public finance management system. This is also one of the reason for the initiation. Okay, that means we have to remember fast latest, what is GFR definition, abbreviation, what is PFMS, any substantive deviation, what to be action taken. That means at zonal level, member finance to PFA to member finance, and at board level, member finance to Ministry of Finance. Okay, yeah, DBT, direct benefit fund transfer. Okay, now we'll check. Please wait. Yeah, please confirm one of the cost.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Here it is already we discussed. Some important points will go. These are the chapters. If you check, already we discussed 12 chapters. And almost 324 rules are there. 324 rules. Among this, this is the biggest chapter, is the chapter 6. Almost 65 rules is there. And the smallest chapter is chapter 8. It is a contract management, 4 rules. This is almost very big one. Procurement of goods and services. And this is a very small one, contract management. And actually this is the government general system. Introduction is important. General system of financial management, budget and government accounts, works. And this is not important. Grant in aid, not important. This external aided projects, it is not important. Government guarantee is not important. And miscellaneous subject a little bit important. Okay, yeah. So here the first rule is very important. GFR 2017. It is called GFR 2017. Please check. Here this abbreviation also is very important. MDO regularly used in the our government nomenclature literature. MDO means ministries, departments and organizations. Because some ministries it is ministries say, some departments is there. So this is applicable to all central government ministries, departments and attached and subordinate bodies, and deemed to be applicable to the autonomous bodies, except to the extent bylaws of the autonomous body provide separate financial rules and which have been approved by the government. Suppose some autonomous bodies separate rules approved by government, then that is an exemption. Otherwise, by default, it is applicable to GFR, also applicable to autonomous bodies. Okay. Yeah. This is clearly spelled out in the rule number 2. This is the ICAS hmm, and consolidated fund contingency. hmm. This is very, very important. Allocation of business rules, like our MSOP, allocation of business rules 1961. It is allocated rules to the Ministry of Railways. What are the rules? All matters, including those relating to railways revenue and expenditure. That means, as far as railways, the central government has delegated under allocation of business rules 1961. It is a complete power to Ministry of Railways. But here excluding railway inspectorate and railway audit, these are not within railway ministry. And non-government railways means it is as provided in the Railways Act 1989. And parliament questions or matters regarding offences relating to pilferage of railway property, yes, our ministry responsible. And regulations with respect of safety, maximum and minimum rates of fares also our. Okay. Now rule number 8 is this is the government accounting rules 1990 and central government accounts rules 1983. Okay. Rule number 13, no sums shall be credited as revenue by debit to a suspense head. The credit must follow, not precede actual relation. This is for accounts department topic. Yeah. For assessment and recovery of rent of any building, it is the rules stipulated by the CPWD we have to follow. This is the most important frequently asked question. Rule number 21. It is a frequently asked question. This is canons of financial propriety or standards of financial propriety. This is para 116 of the finance code value. And rule 23, it is the delegation of financial power. That is nothing but our MSOP. Here, any power it is not delegated to any other ministry. It is finally rest with the Ministry of Finance. Very, very powerful ministry. Suppose one power, it is forgot to delegate to any other ministry, including railways. Then to access that power, only we have to contact Ministry of Finance. It is See, these are the specifically mentioned for the Ministry of Railways. But if at all any power it is not allocated, it is finally with the Finance Ministry. Okay. This is important. Date of effect of sanction, unless it is stated contravening any separate. Otherwise, the order will be effective from the date of issue. From the date of issue, the automatically the order will effect. Okay. And all financial sanctions, wherever the sanctions involved financial, should be communicated to the audit officer as well as accounts officer. Please check. Okay. Now we'll check the original GFR. We'll check the entire topic. Yeah, hope it is visible to all of you. Please check GFR 2017. Yeah, please confirm Kandakar garu. Yeah. Yeah, Prem Prakash ji.
It's visible, sir.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, okay.
Now we will check only important rules we check. Okay. See, already we discussed the rule number 1. What is rule number 1? It is a called GFR, means General Financial Rules. Called GFR, General Financial Rules. General Financial Rules 2017, and shall come into force at once and applicable to all central government ministries, departments, attached and subordinate bodies. Okay. Yeah. Here accounts officer means the head of the office of accounts. It's not much important. This is important. Consolidated fund also it is mentioned in the rule number 2. Rule number 2, consolidated fund, contingency fund. Only important will go one by one. So this is the and public account of India. Please remember this article is very important. Public account of India 266.2, whereas consolidated fund of India 266.1. This is 267.1. Consolidated 266, 267. This is the public account is the 266.2. Okay. Here this is the capex and opex is very important. Capex is nothing but capital expenditure model. That means only upfront we have incur the expenditure. But whereas this is the operating expenditure, this is the opex model. We have to include the entire period of the cost, including taking the consumables, repairs during the quarter life also we are taking. This is the model, opex model. Okay. Here we are not purchasing any good. It's like a lease mode. The seller provides goods and maintains also, and any consumables also he will provide. So here a lot of advantage is there. We need not pay the entire money of the item, and this disposal also it is not our responsibility. Only we have to use the during the caudal period only. That means the expenditure made by the buyer in the staggered manner as per the terms and conditions of the contract. Now the government is advocated to go to this model, OPEX model. Okay. Yeah. Here this is the rule 5 is the very important. Any ambiguity, any confusion, any interpretation, anything is there, it should go to Ministry of Finance for final decision. Suppose there is in one rule some ambiguity is there, so who has the final take call? It is the by Ministry of Finance. Okay. And this is the general system of financial management chapter 2. See here the government accounting rules 1990 and central government account receipt and payment rules 1983 is applicable as far as accounts maintained. Okay. Here this is very important. Just now discuss rule 21. Very important. Frequently asking question. So if you check it is the para 116 of the finance code also same. So what is guarantees of financial propriety or standards? Every officer incurring authorizing expenditure for public money should be guided by high standards of the financial propriety. Every officer, all executives, and every officer should also enforce financial order and strict economy to see that all relevant financial rules and regulations are observed by his own office and his subordinate officers also. So already we know the canons of financial propriety. The first one is every officer is expected to exercise the same vigilance as a person of ordinary prudence would exercise in respect of his own money. And prima facie it should not be more than the occasion demand. Prima facie, that means on the first instance itself it should not more than the occasion demands. And any order to pass, it is not leads to directly or indirectly to the officer's advantage. And Expenditure for public means it should be only for public, not for the private person, not for the private person. But here two exceptions are there. Suppose it is the claim exercised by in the court of law, or it is a recognized policy or custom. Okay, and this like MSOP, our railways it is the MSOP. In central government departments, it is the delegation of financial powers. The financial powers of government has delegated. hmm, So any power is not delegated to any other ministry. It is a rest with the finance ministry. This is the rule number 23. Okay. See, this is the rule 27 is very, very important. Date of effect of sanction. From the date of issue of the order. From the date of the issue of the order. Unless otherwise it is specifically mentioned. That is a retrospective effect or not. Okay. And this is very important. Rule 29. All sanctions, all financial sanctions, wherever finance is involved, money is involved, it should be communicated to the audit as well as accounts officer. Please remember, it shall be communicated to accounts as well as audit. This is the rule 29 is specifically mentioned. Okay. A lapse of sanction, normally the sanction will be lapsed in a period of 12 months from the date of issue of sanction, unless otherwise it is specifically renewed or mentioned. So the lapse of sanction, rule 30, it is the 12 months. Okay. And this is already we discussed chapter 11, that is the defalcation, losses, embezzlements. Here also rule 33 it is clearly saying the following losses need not be reported. That means up to 10,000 need not be reported to the administration. Petty losses. So what is the rule? This is the rule 33. Okay. Yeah. That means if it is the more than 50,000, it should be referred to the CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. This is rule 34. In the our finance code, it is the chapter 11. More than 50,000. Please check. This is important. Okay. And this is other topics is there. This is the most important frequently asking questions in our examinations. The budget formulation and implementation. Chapter 3. Here the rule 42 clearly says financial year. That is the commence on the 1st April and the end of the 31st March. What is the authority for the financial year means rule 42. And rule 43.1, this is the previous year question. What is rule 43.1? Presentation of budget to the parliament as per the article 1121 of the Constitution of India. Important. And this is also previously asked an annual financial statement. The budget is nothing but annual financial statement, but commonly called as budget. What is it contains? Estimated receipts and expenditure. Estimated receipts and expenditure of the central government in respect of the financial year before commencement of the financial year. That means the budget is presented on the February 1st every year. Few years back it was advanced. Otherwise, before I think 2017 or 16, it is at February 28th, last day of the February month. Now it was advanced by 1 month. So this is also previously asked. What is the rule? Very important because it is railway. What is the rule? It is a suggested the merger of railway budget with the general budget. Please check. The receipt and expenditure of railways being a departmental commercial organization. See this wording very, very important. Departmental commercial organization. form part of government's receipts and expenditure are included in the annual financial statement. With the merger of railway budget with general budget, the demands for grant and statement of budget estimates of railways shall also be a part of 2017 and 18 onwards. Number of times this question is asked the year. Okay, yeah. And which ministry is this is also previous year question. What is the department? What is the division? What is the this is the budget direction. The budget division of the Ministry of Finance shall issue guidelines for the preparation of budget estimates. Rule 43. 43 4. Okay, yeah. And this is rule 44. This budget is contained three statements. That is the what are the estimates of revenue to be raised during the financial year to which budget is relates. That means income budget. This is expenditure budget, and this is the interest and debt servicing charges. That means we are taking loans from the JICA, World Bank for dedicated freight corridor and bullet project. So what are the charges in interest and debt payments to be paid? That is also third part. Okay. See here rule 50, it is the expenditure estimates, the expenditure charged on the consolidated fund article 1123 charged expenditure. See here it is clearly mentioned the one. So it is only charged, not required to be voted. Okay. And estimates of schemes related to other expenditures shall be processed in consultation with the budget division. And this is the most important. The estimates of expenditure is presented in the form of demands for grant. The estimates of expenditure for which vote of Lok Sabha is required shall be in the form of demands for grants. Previously we have 1 to 16. Now it is the single demand, that is the 85. Okay. Overall 102 demands is there. Overall government of India. 102 demands is there. Out of this, our demand number is the 85. Okay. So generally, please check. One demand for grant is presented in respect of each ministry. However, in respect of large ministries or department, more than one demand may be presented. That means Home Ministry and Finance Ministry almost to approximate 10 to 12 demands is there. Okay, but for railways it is only 85. This is the very important. The demands for grant shall be presented at two levels. Two levels. The main demand shall be presented to Parliament by Ministry of Finance Budget Division along with the annual financial statement, while the detailed demands for grants consideration by the departmentally related standing committee are laid down on the table of the Lok Sabha by concerned ministries as per the dates approved from time to time. This is the detailed one. This is the main one. Okay. Yeah. This is important. The form, each form it has to be put up to prepared and demands for grant. It is only laid down by the finance ministry, and no change should be made without the approval of the finance ministry. Whatever finance ministry suggested, same pro forma we have to. So this is the budget division. Here, before submission to Parliament, the Finance Ministry Budget Division is conducted meetings with all the departments in all the ministries, including the railways, PA, member finance. Yeah. This is explained about the outcome budget. Outcome budget, please remember, it is the 5 crores and above. 5 crores and above only it is comes under This is the abbreviation may be expected. Medium term expenditure framework. This is very important. Vote on account to rule number 55. What is vote on account? In case the full budget is not possible to submit to the parliament, either 2 months or 4 months. It is not mentioned here, it is mentioned brief period. Brief period with the provisions of the 116 article, and the procedure is the article 113. Funds made available under vote on account are not utilized on the new service or new instrument of service. Please remember. Only if it is a full budget only, we can spend on the new service or new instrument of service. But if it is the vote on account, no. Okay. This is the doctrine of lapse. What is the doctrine of lapse? Please check. No charges against a grant or appropriation can be authorized after the expiry of the financial year. This is the rule 57.2. Doctrine of lapse. That means automatically it is lapses once financial year is closed. Okay. One. Yeah. Here, the grant or appropriation, it is a particular section, it is a revenue and capital is separate. So the reappropriation inter se is not permissible. Please check. And voted and charged also. Since voted and charged has also the revenue and capital section, that means you cannot reappropriate from voted to charge or charge to voted, or revenue to capital and capital to revenue. What is the authority? Rule 57, reappropriation. Okay. One minute. Yeah, this is not much important. Here, this is a very important new service examination point also. Rule 63. What is new service? Now, previously the definition is the 2.5 crores. Now it is a enhanced to 100 crores. What is new service? If it is not mentioned in the budget, but when expenditure is inevitable, we have to procure, we have to draw from the contingency fund. Please check contingency fund. Okay. So this is a new service and new instrument of service. The small difference between new service and new instrument of service. New service is entirely new work, but new instrument of service, it is a old work, but a relatively large expenditure compared to the original grant. Large expenditure is incurred on the already approved service, that is called new instrument of service. So now the limit, please remember, 100 crores. But 50 crores to 100 crores we have to prior intimation to the parliament is compulsory. 50 and above. Okay. Up to 50 not required. So it is only drawn from the contingency fund. Temporary adjustments. Okay. Yeah. Reappropriation of funds, it is the rule 65. Please check one primary unit to other primary unit, but here this is the government one. Yeah. See, this is rule 65 is important. Funds shall not be reappropriated from a unit with the intention of restoring the diverted appropriation, so that unit when savings become inevitable under this is later in the year. That means this to this we can again we cannot reappropriate back. Once A to B, we can done any number of times, but B to A, we should not done. Okay, that is restoring, it is not allowed. That is rule 65. Yeah. See, in advance from the contingency fund, this is the Article 267(1). This is called new service or new instrument of service shall be obtained before incurring the expenditure. This is the government accounts. The form of accounts, this is the Article 150. The President may, on advice of the C&AG, prescribed. The Control General of Accounts in the Finance Department is responsible for prescribing the form of accounts and to frame or revise in terms of the Article 150, very, very important. Rule 72. Okay. Only on the advice of C&AG only the form should be changed. Okay. Yeah, Rule 73, it is the principles of accounting. It is a clearly stated. Rule 74 is the cash-based accounting, very important for accounts department. And the period of accounts, it is a clearly mentioned. Rule 75, 1st April to 31st March. Okay, and the currency used, it is a clearly mentioned. Rule 76. What is the currency? We have to maintain in the Indian rupees. Indian rupees. Okay. All foreign currency transactions shall be brought into account after conversion into Indian rupees. And now coming to Rule 77, main divisions, government of accounts, very important, kept in 3 parts. All of you know, Part 1, consolidated fund, Part 2, contingency fund, Part 3, public account. This is the Rule 77. Main divisions and structure of accounts. So again, this consolidated fund is subdivided into revenue and capital, and another one is debt. Debt also is there. And contingency fund, there is no subdivision. This is the Article 267(1). And public account, it is the debt other than Part 1 and transfers and remittance transactions and deposits. Okay. See here, this is very important. Rule 78. Already we discussed 6 levels of the accounts. What is the authority? Rule 78. So what is the 6 levels? Major head. Yeah, 1 minute I'll show. Major head, sub-major head, please check. Minor head and sub-head, sub or subordinate. Subordinate, shortly we called subordinate. Yes, detailed head or object. 1 minute. See, the major head comprising sub-major heads wherever necessary, not for all. Suppose if we take 5002, no sub-major heads, only 3002 it is having sub-major heads. Then again divided into minor heads. Minor heads again divided into subordinate heads or subheads. General subordinate heads generally known as subheads. And subheads again further divided into detailed heads, that is called object head, that is nothing but primary unit. So what is the authority? This is the Rule 78 for allocation of our government accounting expenditure, including railways. Okay. This is the 15 digit, it is not applicable for railways. Ours is the 8 digit code. This 6 times. Okay. This is very important. Rule 79. Authority to open any new head. It is only Ministry of Finance, Department of Expenditure, Controller of General Expenditure, which is authorized to open new head of the account. This is the Article 150. It is the previous year asked question. Yeah. But this is important. The Railway Ministry may open sub-head or detailed head as required by them in consultation with the budget division of the Ministry of Finance. That means sub-major head, major head, minor head, we cannot authority. See, major, sub-major and minor. Only finance ministry. But we can open by duly consultation with the budget division, sub-head and detailed head. Okay. Yeah, this is also object head. That is the primary unit also. It is the rest with the Department of Expenditure, Ministry of Finance on the advice of C and H. Okay. And coming to banking arrangements, please remember this is Rule 85 clearly stated RBI is the banker to the government. RBI also banker to the bankers also. Yeah, just a minute. Yeah, I will finish it another 10 to 15 minutes. This is the abbreviation is very, very important. Public financial management system. Appropriation accounts, Rule 88. Appropriation accounts, the accounts which are submitted at the end of the year, at the end of financial year. Finance accounts, very important. Rule 89, it is a complying the Government of India accounts. So it is the prepared and shall be signed by the Controller General. They are not much important. Yeah, this is one new abbreviation, very important. Production sharing contracts. Now almost we can skip all these. It is not related to the Ministry of Railways. Wherever Minister of Railways is relevant, we are discuss. Yeah. Now please check. This is the works chapter 5. This rule 30, it is a clearly mentioned rule 130. What is original works, what is minor works, what is repair works. Very, very important in examination point. What is original works? Means all new construction, site preparation, additions and alterations to the existing works and special repairs to the newly purchased or previously abandoned buildings or structures, including remodeling and replacement, comes under original works. And what is minor works? Minor works means works which add capital value to the existing assets but not create any asset. What is minor work? If any existing asset, any value is added, not creating any new asset, that is called minor work. And what is repair works? All of you know repair works means it is the including POH works undertaken to maintain the building and fixtures. It is also includes services or goods incidental or consequential to the original or repair works. Okay, this is the definition is very, very important. We can expect. Yes, Sridhar gar, just remind me for saving the document.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Now this is the most important previously asked question. All of you know. Rule number 149 GEM. See, in the preface of the GFR, it is clearly mentioned where the new sites, that is public procurement portal, central public procurement portal or GEM, it is the necessitated the revision of GFR in the 2005 to 2017. So, what is the rule for 149? Please check. The procurement of goods and services by ministries or departments will be mandatory. Please remember, mandatory for the goods or services available on GEM. If the service or good available in the GEM, it is a mandatory to procure through GEM only. Okay. Yeah, here it is a values. Please check, it is a 50,000. That is a direct purchase to any of the available supplier. But in case of automobiles, it is the no limit. What is the authority? Rule number 149. Automobiles no limit. And 50,000 to 10 lakhs, it is the direct purchase with L1, lowest price. Among the at least three different manufacturers. So local purchase plus. Okay. And reverse auction about 10 lakhs. But recently Railway Board is advised this is not mandatory. Not mandatory. Previously it is the about 10 lakhs is the mandatory. Now it is not required. Okay. This is already we discussed very important capex and opex. Sridhar, just remind me. I'll share small write up on the capex versus opex because it is a
Okay, sir.
expected question. Because right now we are not implemented this OPEX model, but the government is insisting to implement this OPEX model. Okay, under this we need not purchase the asset, not required. Only we are taking under OPEX model means we are taking the usage period payment. Here, debarred under GEM, it is the 3 years period not exceeding the 3 years. Okay. This is very, very important. Central Public Procurement Portal, CPPP. One minute. Yeah, if the bidder has breached the code of integrity, the debar is 2 years. The debarment is 2 years. Here, rule number 153, the reserved items and other purchase price preference policy. Okay, all of you know this is Khadi, and this is the 20% Make in India policy. This is 50,000 already we discussed. This is nothing but purchase of goods without quotation, direct purchase up to 50,000. Okay. Yeah, it is mandatory for all ministries. It is to publish their trade enquiries on the GEM or Central Public Procurement Portal. Very important, mandatory. This is the global tender enquiry. It is the above 200 crores. Above 200 crores. What is the rule number? It is the rule number 161, advertised tender enquiry. This is limited tender enquiry. It is the up to 50 lakhs. It is the limited tender enquiry up to 50 lakhs. Go through fast. This is bid security. Again, we have our own values is there. This is the bid security 2 to 5%. Performance security, it is the 3 to 5%. Yeah, last part it is only annexures, not important. Yeah, this is very important services. This quality and cost based selection. Rule number 192, very important, especially in case of consultancy contracts, because quality is the main concern. But here, this is the ratio 70 30 60 40 50 50. That is the quality and cost. First one is quality, but it should not be more than 80 20. 80 20. That is the maximum. No case should exceed 80%. That means maximum 80 is the quality, 20 is the price. Okay. Because we may expect at least one or two questions on the GFR. Total 12 chapters is there. Rules 324 rules is there. Now almost to chapter 9. Another 3 chapters. This is not important. Grant in aid or loans, not for railways. The question may be asked how many chapters in the GFR also. It is the 12 chapters. Rules it is the 324 or something. 252, 258. This is the chapter. This is also not required. Chapter 10, externally aided projects, not required. Yeah, we'll discuss Indian Railway yearbook also. It is released recently 2024-25. This yearbook it is a very important for the GK purpose, because all government official data is there, railways. Yeah, this is chapter 11, last but one. This is also not required, government guarantees. So last chapter is the miscellaneous chapter. This is the last chapter, miscellaneous. This is the establishment and other matters. Only will discuss important one. Nothing is there, not much more. Yes. It is the maintenance of records. It is the rule number 320. Destruction of records beyond the revised one. Yes. Here rule number 324. We can allow advance to the government pleader, that is up to 25,000. Government pleader. Yes. This permanent advance of interest, it is the rule 322. This is the yes. Yeah, we'll discuss one more topic. Yeah, I'll share this document. So far, the rule 149, 153 and 21, rule number 1, it is asked. Maybe we expected another one or two rules also. Please go through, important. And values also, it is very important. That is the new service 100 crores. This is gem 50,000 and 10 lakhs. Okay, yeah. Wait. Yeah, all are unmuted.
Sir,
Yeah, please tell me. Vivekji.
sir,
తీసుకోండి
sir,
Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, can you give a write-up of reverse auction?
Yeah, this reverse auction stores faculty will take the class. This
Yes,
reverse
sir.
auction in the stores, na?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Reverse
Now it
auction.
is
Reverse
not
auction is not
mandatory.
sir,
Now it
not
is not
mandatory, sir.
mandatory.
There is no importance, sir.
Pardon?
Reverse auction is not mandatory for a store, sir.
Yes,
Sir,
not mandatory.
reverse auction.
उल्टा सनातन धर्म के लड़के की संख्या रहता है
आप देखिए
ज्यादा
Sir, reverse auction also follow of work standards.
Yes, yes, yes. Now we'll discuss today MNP program and RSP program. Okay? Yeah. Both are very important.
रिवर्स ऑप्शन नॉट फॉर जेम एंड सर्विस सर
Pardon?
स्टोर सर
Huh?
रिवर्स ऑप्शन नॉट एप्लीकेबल इन स्टोर एंड जेम न सर
Yeah, now as per recent reliable letter, it is not required.
not required only for works contract sir
Yes.
for costing more than sir
Sir, kindly mute all and start session, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Just a minute.
more than 20 crore sir reverse auction sir in works में
Yeah, we'll discuss reverse action in coming session. Yeah. Is it visible? Please confirm, Sridhar garu.
Yes, sir.
This is also part of financial rules. RSP, MNP works program already we discussed. Hmm. So tomorrow it is the works and contracts, tenders and contracts, works, and day after tomorrow it is the stores. Hmm. And after that, any topics it is a missed. Almost we covered all topics. Any topics is missed, please message me. We'll discuss next week. And next week it is the session starting from, instead of Friday, Thursday itself we are starting. Okay, from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for morning and evening. Okay. So this is the rolling stock program. All of you know we have 3 programs is there. 21 is the rolling stock, 41 is the MNP, and rest of the all planets it is the works program. Works program, that is PWP or FWP. Okay. So what is, first of all, this is the important question, what is included in the RSP, what is not included? Please check. What is included in the RSP? Loco, coach, wagons, crane, tower wagons, track mission. Very important. This is track mission. Yes. Track missions also coming as part of RSP. And breakdown crowns and midlife rehabilitation. This MLR, midlife rehabilitation of the coaches also, this comes under RSP. And major modifications. What is major modifications? Primarily changes their class. That means a coach conversion into as accident relief train. So that is also RSP. Modification which are improvement nature, chargeable to development fund. That is also RSP. So what is not included, that is exclusions, means the piecemeal modernization or conversion of rolling stock normally chargeable to revenue, that is not RSP. And conversion but that do not affect the category of the rolling stock, that means ART accident relief train, it is a converted, but there is no change in the category. Okay, coach, it is converted as another kind of coach. Okay, it is the follow-up of the 5-year plans. Okay, usually the railway minister is the convener of the these three groups. We have three groups is there: freight projections and passenger traffic projection and formulation of railway development projections. So three groups is there. All three groups, it is the convener is the railway minister. Okay. Here advanced planning is very, very important. What is advanced planning? 3 years target, because it is a major material, not a small works RSP means. So we have to plan in advance. What is the advance? 3 years. 3 years target. We are finalized by the December of the preceding year. That means in coming December 2026-27, we are prepared 27, 28, 28, 29 and 29, 30. Okay. See, for example, here please check. December 2021 itself, we are prepared 22, 23, 23, 24, 24, 25. Advance. Okay. Suppose if there is no advice from the railway board, we can take up the previous year target, previous year production, 80% of previous year production we can take up the current year. If it is a target is received from the railway board, that is a stands out. Otherwise, the previous year, if it is a the coaches turned out in the last financial year is 100 coaches, so we have to take up 80 is a by default. Any anticipated changes or corrections in the target shall be advised to the production unit at the beginning of the year only. But such variations, it not neither 30% more nor 30% less. Very important. Okay. So this is the maybe expected. Please check one calculation. Available online during the previous year. Suppose A number is the available online during the previous year. What is additional requirement in the current year? So obviously it is the plus. So this is, for example, 100 means additional requirement another 10, another 110. And reduction due to changes in the traffic pattern. For example, AC 3-tier coaches, there is not much demand, so we are reduction. 2 coaches or non-AC first class, so that is a considered minus. So that means the total requirements it is the is equal to D is equal to, please check, A plus B minus C. Simple. What is available online in the previous year, that means opening of current year, then any additions plus reductions minus. Then again here condemned are likely to be phased out in the previous year. Condemned, that means definitely 1 minute. So here we'll take come back. This is condemned are likely to be phased out in the previous year E. So this is also should be added. Why? Because it is already condemned means we have to replace. Accident damaged beyond rehabilitation EF, this also should be plus. Okay. So this is the provision required in the RSP. That is the likely population at the beginning of the year. Please check. Previously A, now it is a minus. A minus E, A minus F. Okay. Here one calculation, please check. This is the 200 is available. Additional requirement is 20. Reduction is 5. That means 215. 200 plus 20 minus 5. Okay. So that means what is the additional requirement? It is the 15 is required net. But again this 15 we have to add this replacement. Why? Because this is condemned. So this is also should add 5. And damaged, accident damaged, beyond rehabilitation, there is no question of 5. So total 15 plus 5, 15, another 5, it is the 25. So the provision required in the rolling stock, it is the 25. This is the methodology. Okay. Yeah. Apart from budgeting year, the requirement shall also be worked out with 30% margin for the next 2 consecutive years. I already told you this is advanced planning, 3 years. For each type of locomotive, coach and wagon included in the rolling stock. Now this is very important. IRSP. This is so far we have discussed RSP, rolling stock program, bulk order. Now it is the IRSP. What is IRSP? This is also sanctioned by Railway Board, but proposed by the zonal railways. RSP is prepared by Railway Board, IRSP is prepared by zonal railways or production. This is the capital. Recently the Railway Board introduced new primary units for bulk order 31, non-bulk order 32. Please remember one table I post. RSP. This is nothing but bulk orders. Railway Board and primary unit is capital primary unit is 31. Whereas IRSP, this is also will write. RSP means rolling stock program. So what is IRSP? Itemized rolling stock program. This is non-bulk order. Non-bulk orders. It is a zonal railways. It is capital PU 32. Capital PU 32. Both RSP and IRSP sanctioned by the Railway Board only. Okay, but proposed RSP by Railway Board, but IRSP. Okay. See, IRSP is in the 2 format. What is 2 format? For works already sanctioned by the board, that is programmed deliveries with any changes in the numbers or unit rates. Again, this is the second one is zonal railway. For new works or new acquisitions proposed on the premise. What is the premise? The proposals are not global in nature. For example, local general manager has asked the workshop to modify the coach into as a restaurant. That is a local in the nature, not global. That is a to meet specific local requirement of the particular job. Okay, so it is 2 format. One is works already sanctioned by board, program deliveries. And IRSP is submitted on the similar pattern as the works program, separately for program deliveries and new acquisitions. 2 parts. and it should reach the board by 15th September of the preceding year. And the IRSP proposals in the above format are consolidated and examined by the various directorates, moderated and modified, then again sent for the finance concurrence and approval of competent authority. Then the approved proposals are written to the production unit directorate for compilation and data entry into the PIN. Okay. Now we'll discuss the M&P program, very important. Yeah. Please check.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Make it bigger, sir. Little more.
Yeah,
Okay, sir.
1 minute.
Okay. It's okay.
Okay, right.
Yes, sir.
This is M&P program. This is also very, very important. This is the 10th chapter of the Rolling Stock Code. Investment decisions relating to the creation, acquisition, and replacement of assets. It is a 3 different programs. Already we discussed. RSP is the 21, M&P 41. The works program is all. So what is Planet 41? It is the covers M&P items, whether it is a railway board or GM covers. The nodal officer, please check the coordinator concept. It is not for the RSP and M&P. The coordinator concept, it is only the other planets. So here we are calling 2 roles is there. One is nodal officer. Nodal officer means PHOD, PCME. Coordinating officer is the CME planning. Okay. So what is nodal officer? For budget allotment and utilization of funds and distribution of ceiling among various departments, the overall ceiling availability should follow strictly. And coordinating it is the CME planning. All M&P proposals must be submitted to railway board through CME planning in consolidated form through M&P portal. This is very, very important. Please check irmnp.com. Okay. Recently it is a GM powers. It is up to 10 crores. All of you know. This is the GM 10 crores and PCM is 2 crores and this CWM it is the 50 lakhs. Okay. GM sanctions, it is the valid for 3 years. This is important for examination point. And machinery and plant are expensive assets both to acquire and maintain. Hence it is important the investments in the M&P shall be made thoughtfully, because all M&P items it is a very, very expensive, whether not only for acquisition, for maintenance also. So that is a very important this program. And items proposed under out of turn powers should not be included in the regular program for the board sanction. Okay. The monetary values for submission of PWP is revised from time to time. Here the PWP, it is the zonal railways 10 lakhs and above each item and 20 lakhs and above each item, that is the electronic in motion weight bridge, and production units it is the 30 lakhs above each item, and all road vehicles irrespective of the cost. Okay, in the PWP. Submit consolidated preliminary M&P through M&P portal maintained by railway board. Yes. This is the, please check, this is not much important. Okay. Yes, preliminary it is to be submitted by October. Okay. See here, the concept, the nature of M&P is the end-loaded expenditure booking. For example, it is the new line. It is a staggered 100 crores you may not spend on immediately. In the first year, 5 crores, second year 10 crores, third year 10 crores, like that it is a staggered, this works expenditure. But it is not like that. This M&P, the entire machine cost you are incurred in the first stage itself. It is not staggered. That's why it is called end-loaded expenditure. But other works, it is the steady outflow of the cash. As project advances, the trend of expenditure is uniform. But in case of M&P, the booking starts only after a machine is dispatched and hence expenditure is end-loaded. And with an average lead time of the 3 years, the value of WIP items is often therefore more than 3 times the budget sanction. That means the lead time is the 3 years. Suppose 100 rupees is there, the M&P budget. So we can include the 300 rupees worth of the M&P items in the M&P program. Why 300 rupees? Because the lead time for delivery of the machine is normally 3 years. 3 years average lead time. That means 100 rupees sanction, it may be coming for next 3 years. Because we may not spend entire 100 in first year. 33 rupees, 33 rupees, 33 rupees. Okay. Here already we discussed the differences between the tools and plant and M&P. Again we will discuss one more time. What is M&P? A machine that remains stationary, that is not moved, immovable. That means any work it is coming to the machine, not machine go to the work. But here all vehicles also it is treated as M&P. Though it is a movable, that is staff car, lorry, diesel, road mobile, JCB cranes. But what is TNP? It is a small fixtures. Small fixtures. So job is not coming to this small fixtures. The fixtures are going to the job. That means pneumatic drills, power saws, tools, plants, small tools, all measuring instruments, irrespective of the unit cost. And furniture, a computer, printer, this is called TNP. Okay. So normally it is charged to a revenue. Codal life, it is the subject to modification from time to time. It is as amended in the accounts code. It is merely an average economic life. It is not a sole criteria for condemning any machine, because it is all depend on the usage of the machine. Sometimes the machine will run 24 hours, sometimes the machine will not run at all. So based on that, condition basis is very, very important. So this is the previous examination question. So the normally condemnation should be on age and condition basis. Now both we should take. Condition basis arrived by deriving or derived hours of usage. That means double shift or single shift. Suppose there is a machine codal life is the 10 years. If it is the single shift. Suppose if it is worked on the double shift, definitely it is shrunk to 5 years. Okay. So, and the load factor, maintenance standards, all we should take. This is the chapter 10 of the rolling stock code. The codal life of machines, it is mentioned. Please check. Important one, it is the machine tools, all 15 years. Cranes, 25 years. And track maintenance expense, station machinery. Weighing bridges, mechanical, 15 years. Traversers, 25 years. Motorboats, 10 years. Staff cars, 7 years, including jeeps. Light motor vehicles, 10. Heavy motor vehicles, 10. Tractors, 10. 1 minute. Creation of new assets on additional account. Replacement, it is not required any justification or rate of return. But additional accounts, it should be charged to capital only 10% rate of return and sufficient justification. And weighted by associate finance. Wetting is not required for machines required on the safety considerations. Or are also not required, safety considerations. That is the medical or safety equipment for ART or ARME, because it is charged to development fund for safety. Okay, and whenever it is a rate of return is less, but important, it is a charge to DF3. Okay, yeah. And replacement proposals always it is chargeable to DRF. Here completion of the codal life is not compulsory, but condition of the machine is very, very important. And normally proposing one-to-one replacement should be avoided because it is a costing more. So bulk. So rate of return. This is general material. Please check. This is very important. Now all proposals should incorporate features compliant to the Industry 4.0 standards. This is what is Industry 4.0. This is the characterized by integration of digital technologies, automation, data exchange, like artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, big data, cloud computing, robotics, all. Yeah, this is the works in progress. Overall, this MNP is divided into 4 categories. This is important for examination point. Category A is the sophisticated and unique machines requiring extensive market survey and specialized knowledge of the world of machine tools. Okay. And category B is the EOT cranes, welding machines, compressors, road mobile cranes, the generators that require frequently in the MNP program. This is carefully procured, duly eliminating the unreliable vendors and requirements from zonal railways in the bulk, and entering into running and rate contracts very important for 2 to 3 years with the price variation clause. And here this ILM option very, very important. ILM means install, maintain and lease, like construction companies hire cranes. That means instead of procuring, it is only install and maintenance and lease. That means almost it is the OPEX model. Category C is the special machines of unique and sophisticated nature for which domain knowledge may not exist with the COP. So this is not in the bulk. This is the piecemeal procurement by zonal railways, but after seeking dispensation from the COPMO well in time. So this category B is the bulk. Category A is the sophisticated, unique, very rare. And category D is the small value. Other machines small value below a certain limit. That is a medical equipment also, it is a come to category D. Yeah, PCME already we discussed nodal officer. Asset register, it is the important unified 9-digit code is allotted to the each machine. On successful commissioning, it is included in the asset register with all the details. No machine shall be kept at service without a unified code number which is prominently painted on it for easy identification. On disposal or condemnation or transfer, the same is removed from the asset register of the parent railway. This is the 9-digit. This is the important for examination purpose. Yeah. First 2 units is the unit. That is the South Central Railway or ICF or division. And sub-location, it is the sub-shop. Shop like wheel lathe or welding shop. And 5 and 6 is the machine group. What is the machine group? Is it wheel lathe group or crane group? And the last 3 digit is the individual machine number. That is the semi-standardized like. Okay. This is the portal screenshot, machinery and MNP portal IR. Yeah, 1 minute please. I will unmute. IR MNP portal. Yeah, this user ID and password, it is created by the CME planning of the zonal railways. These are the key points. Yeah, please raise the hand. 1 minute. Yeah, Jagdeep ji, please unmute.
Sir, now MNP portal is now merged with rolling stock portal. It is now IRMARS, Indian Railways Machinery and Rolling Stock Portal.
Yeah. Yeah,
MARS.
please share the details.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
check and I'll update the all groups. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So now there is no separate portal, na MNP portal. Yeah. Okay, I will update. Yeah. Any other? So now we'll discuss one more topic. So, one topic is there, financial and cost control in railway workshops. Not much important. I will share in the group. So almost we covered allocations, budget, parliamentary control, works program, financial justification. Stores anyway, tomorrow we'll discuss contracts. Day after tomorrow, stores. Losses also we covered. GFR is covered. Yeah, we'll discuss one chapter is there, classification of railway revenue. Just briefly we'll discuss. See, classification of railway revenue. See, the old word is the earnings, new word is the revenue. Please remember, very important. In case sometimes they may use earnings or revenue, but both are same. And coming to major heads, 1001, it is the Indian Railway miscellaneous receipts. What is miscellaneous receipts? It is the dividends and other miscellaneous. Railway board level, not zonal level.
నాన్న ఎందుకో వెనకబడ్డాడు, అది శీర్షిక. అమ్మ 9 నెలలు మోస్తే నాన్న 25 ఏళ్ళు. రెండు సమానమే అయినా నాన్న ఎందుకో వెనకబడ్డాడు. ఇంట్లో జీతం తీసుకోకుండా అమ్మ, తన జీతం అంతా ఇంటికే ఖర్చు పెడుతూ నాన్న, ఇద్దరి శ్రమ సమానమే అయినా అమ్మ కంటే నాన్న ఎందుకో వెనకబడ్డాడు. ఏది కావాలి అంటే అది వడ్డీ పెడుతూ అమ్మ, ఏది కావాలంటే అది కొని పెడుతూ నాన్న, ఇద్దరి ప్రేమ సమానమే అయినా అమ్మకొచ్చిన పేరు ముందు నాన్న ఎందుకో బాగా వెనకబడ్డాడు. ఫోన్లోనూ అమ్మ పేరే, దెబ్బ తగిలినప్పుడు అమ్మ అని పిలవడే, అవసరం వచ్చినప్పుడు తప్ప మిగతా అప్పుడు గుర్తురానందుకు నాన్న ఎప్పుడైనా బాధపడ్డా? ఏమో. ఇద్దరూ సమానమే అయినా పిల్లల ప్రేమను పొందడంలో తరతరాలుగా నాన్నెందుకో వెనకబడ్డాడు. అమ్మకి మాకు బీరువా నిండా రంగురంగుల చీరలు బట్టలు, నాన్న బట్టలకు దండెం కూడా నిండదు. తనని తాను పట్టించుకోవడం రాని నాన్న ఎందుకో మాకు కూడా పట్టనంత వెనకపడ్డాడు. అమ్మకి అన్నో కొన్నో బంగారు నగలు, నాన్నకి బంగారం అంచున్న పట్టు పంచి ఒకటే. కుటుంబం కోసం ఎంత చేసినా తగిన గుర్తింపు తెచ్చుకోవడంలో నాన్నెందుకో పాపం బాగా వెనకబడ్డాడు. పిల్లల ఫీజులు ఖర్చులు ఉన్నాయి. అప్పుడప్పుడు ఈసారి పండక్కి చీర కొనొద్దంది అమ్మ. ఇష్టమైన కూర అని చెప్పి పిల్లలు మొత్తం తినేస్తే ఆ పూటకి పచ్చడి మెతుకులతోనే ఇష్టంగా తినే నాన్న. ఇద్దరి ప్రేమ ఒకటే అయినా మా అమ్మ కంటే నాన్న చాలా వెనకబడ్డాడు. వయసు మళ్ళాక అమ్మ అయితే ఇంట్లోకి పనికొస్తుంది. నాన్న ఎందుకు పనికిరాడని మేము తీర్మానం చేసుకున్నప్పుడు కూడా వెనకబడింది నాన్నే. నాన్న ఇలా వెనకబడిపోవడానికి కారణం ఆయన మా అందరికీ వెన్నెముక కావడమే. వెన్నెముక వెనక ఉండబట్టే కదా దన్నుగా నిలబడగలుగుతున్నాం. ఇదేనేమో నాన్న వెనకబడిపోవడానికి కారణం. శివోహం.
అంటే నా ఫీలింగ్ ఏంటంటే, సామాన్యంగా అందరూ అమ్మ గురించి మాట్లాడతారు. ఇప్పుడు అమ్మ నవమాసాలు మోస్తుంది, కంటుంది, మనని పెంచి పెద్ద చేస్తుందని. కానీ మన నాన్న వేలు పెట్టుకునే నడుస్తాం. చిన్నప్పుడు మాసాలు మోస్తుంది, కంటుంది, మనని పెంచి పెద్ద చేస్తుందని. కానీ మన నాన్న వేలు పెట్టుకునే నడుస్తాం. చిన్నప్పుడు ఒక స్పానిష్ ఆర్ బ్రెజిలియన్లో ఒక సామెత ఉంది. ఏంటంటే, చిన్న వయసులో ఒక 5 ఏళ్ల వయసులో 6 ఏళ్ల వయసులో ఉన్నటువంటి పిల్లలకి ఫాదరే సూపర్ హీరో. వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్ సూపర్ మ్యాన్ అనుకుంటారు. ఏమైనా చేయగలడు మా నాన్న ప్రపంచంలో సాధించలేదంటే ఏం లేదనుకుంటారు. వాడు స్కూల్కి వెళ్ళి వాడికి ఒక 10 ఏళ్ళు అంత వచ్చిన తర్వాత ఇంకా వేరే వాళ్ళు, ఇంకా డబ్బున్న వాళ్ళ ఫాదర్లని, లేదా ఇంకా బాగా పెద్ద పెద్ద కార్లు ఉన్న వాళ్ళని వీళ్ళని చూసిన తర్వాత మా నాన్న అంత గొప్పడు కాదేమో, మా నాన్నకంటే గొప్పలు కూడా ఇంకా చాలామంది ఉన్నారేమో అనిపిస్తుంది. అదే ఒక 15 ఏళ్ళు దాటి 18 ఏళ్ళు అవి వస్తున్నప్పుడు నాన్న సిగరెట్ కాల్చొద్దురా, లేదా బాగా చదువుకోరా, రాత్రిపూట ఇడ్లీకి ఇంటికి రారా, ఇలాంటివన్నీ చెప్పినప్పుడు మా నాన్న ఏంటి బాగా నసదొబ్బుతున్నాడు, చేదస్తాం అనుకుంటాను, మా నాన్నకి సరిగ్గా తెలియదు అనుకుంటా బతకటం, అందుకని ఇలా అయిపోయాడు అనుకుంటాడు. వీడికి ఒక 20 ఏళ్ళు 25 ఏళ్ళు వచ్చి ఒక అమ్మాయిని పెళ్లి చేసుకున్న తర్వాత ఒక ఫ్లాట్ రెంట్కి తీసుకోవటం, ఉద్యోగం చేయటం, నెలాఖరికి వచ్చేసరికి అప్పులు చేయాల్సి రావటం, బిల్స్ కట్టాల్సి రావటం. ఇలాంటప్పుడు నాన్న మనం మరీ అనుకున్నంత వేస్ట్ ఏం కాదనుకుంటే బాగానే మేనేజ్ చేసినట్టున్నాడు 4 పిల్లల్ని. కానీ మనకి దీనమ్మ ఇంకా ఒక్కడిని కూడా కనకుండానే ఇంత కష్టంగా ఉంది మనకి అనిపిస్తుంది. ఆ తర్వాత ఒక 35-40 దాటిన తర్వాత పిల్లలు కొంచెం పెద్దవాళ్ళు అవుతుంటే స్కూల్ ఫీజులు, రికమెండేషన్లు, ఆ తర్వాత వాళ్ళకి ఏదైనా ఒంట్లో బాగున్నప్పుడు రాత్రిపూట హాస్పిటల్కి పరిగెత్తటాలు, ఏదైనా కష్టం వస్తే డబ్బుల కోసం ఎత్తుక్కోవటాలు. ఇలాంటప్పుడు నాన్న గుర్తుంచి కళ్ళల్లో నీళ్ళు వస్తాయి. ఈ బాబు ఇన్ని కష్టాలు పడి మన అందరినీ పెంచి ఇక్కడ దాకా తీసుకొచ్చాడని. కానీ మనం అది చెప్పేసరికి చాలామంది నాన్నలు ఉండరు, చచ్చిపోతారు. అందుకని నా ఉద్దేశం ఏంటంటే, నాన్న బతికుండగానే మనందరం థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్దాం. మన భారతీయులందరికీ కూడా భాషతో సంబంధం లేదు. మన భారతీయులందరికీ కూడా ఒక డే అనే దాని మీద పెద్ద నమ్మకం లేదు. ప్రేమని ఫిబ్రవరి 14 రోజున మాత్రమే ప్రేమించి ఆ తర్వాత ఆడపిల్లని చంపేద్దాం, వాళ్ళ మీద యాసిడ్ పోసేద్దాం, అలా కాకుండా జీవితాంతం ఆడపిల్లని ప్రేమిద్దాం, తప్పేం లేదు. అలాగే అమ్మను కూడా సంవత్సరంలో ఒక రోజు ప్రేమించి మిగతా అన్ని రోజులు కంచాలు విసిరేసి తిట్టటాలు అవి కాకుండా అమ్మని జీవితాంతం ప్రేమిద్దాం. అలాగే నాన్నను కూడా ప్రపంచంలో సంవత్సరంలో 365 రోజులు ఒక రోజు కాకుండా 365 రోజులు గుర్తించుకున్నాం. అంటే నా ఉద్దేశం ఇట్స్ అన్ ఓట్ టు ఫాదర్. ఎందుకంటే ఫాదర్స్ సరిగ్గా గుర్తింపు లేకుండా మిగిలిపోయిన ఒక పాత్ర అనిపిస్తుంది నాకు, కావ్యాల్లో కానీ నాటకాల్లో కానీ సినిమాల్లో కానీ. అంటే అమ్మని డ్రమటైజ్ చేసినంతగా మనం ఫాదర్ని ప్రపంచం ముందుకు ఎక్కువ చూపించలేకపోయామా అని అనిపిస్తుంది. కానీ ఫాదర్ నుంచే కదా మనం వారసత్వం కూడా తీసుకుంటాం. ఫాదర్ ఇచ్చే డబ్బులు కాదు, ఫాదర్ ఇచ్చే పేరుని తీసుకుని ముందుకెళ్తాం. ఫలానా వాళ్ళ అబ్బాయి ఇతను, ఫలానా వాళ్ళ మనవడు ఇతను, లేదా ఫలానా ఫ్యామిలీ నుంచి వచ్చాడు ఇతను. సో అంటే ఫాదర్ దగ్గర నుంచి మనం ఇన్ని తీసుకున్నప్పుడు, ఫాదర్ దగ్గర నుంచి మనం సంస్కారం తీసుకున్నప్పుడు, ఫాదర్కి తిరిగి మనం ఏమి ఇవ్వగలం? కృతజ్ఞత. ఫాదర్ కృతజ్ఞత కోరి మనం పెంచాడు కదా, మరి ఏమి ఇద్దాం? ఒక జ్ఞాపకంగా గుర్తుపెట్టుకున్నాం, మర్చిపోవద్దు. మనం అతనికి చెప్పాల్సిన అవసరం కూడా లేదు. ఎందుకంటే ఫాదర్ మనం తిరిగి థ్యాంక్స్ చెప్పాలని కోరుకోడు. చిన్నప్పుడు ఆయన భుజాల మీదే నుంచుని ప్రపంచాన్ని చూస్తాం, ఆయన వేలు పట్టుకుని నడక నేర్చుకుంటాం, ఆయన ఒళ్ళో కూర్చుని చదవటం నేర్చుకుంటాం, ఆయన ఒళ్ళో కూర్చుని ప్రపంచాన్ని చూడటం నేర్చుకుంటాం. ఆయనతో పాటే ఆయన స్కూటర్ డ్రైవ్ చేస్తుంటే ఆయన ముందు నుంచుంటాం, ప్రపంచం మొత్తం మనమే గెలుస్తున్నాం అనుకుంటాం. ఆయన వెళ్ళిపోయిన తర్వాత ఒంటరిగా ఉన్నామని ఎప్పుడు అనుకోవద్దు. మన వెనకాల కనపడిన ఒక నీడలాగా నాన్న ఎప్పుడు మనతోనే ఉంటాడు.